Hi, my name is Lori Dufresne, and I'm a certified health coach with VIA. If you're watching this call, you are more than likely a teenager looking to get healthy or a parent that is wanting to explore what this program could do for their child. So super excited to share with you today a little bit more about the components of our teen plan, and you're going to get to hear from a teen who is actively used the teen plan for a couple of years now. So I'm excited to go ahead and share my screen and we will dive in together. So my name again is Lori Dufresne. This is my husband, Garrett, and I, and our children, Alexandra and Nathan. We found this program for ourselves, honestly for weight loss about 7.5 years ago. And what we found is that just the healthy mind component of what this program did for us really did change the trajectory of our entire family. And we are so passionate about moving forward and helping families get healthy together. And I love the topic so much because such an unhealthy state of mind when we first found this program, and just really overwhelmed with life. And we really understood that there needed to be a change in our family's life because we weren't necessarily the healthiest, and how could we raise healthy children if we weren't that example? So this topic again is very near and dear to my heart because, you know, getting started, I started gaining weight as a teen, and just an endless cycle of really not knowing what to eat, and focusing really more on just, you know, being in those social gatherings and eating foods that were around, and not really knowing. I grew up in a family and our culture is all about love is food. And my mom cooked for us all the time, and second helpings, and it just went through this endless cycle of not really knowing what to eat, how much of it to eat, and that led me into my adulthood. So basically about good 30 years of my life I was an up and down yo-yo. So this is our family here, and the founder of Optavia, Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. When we first got healthy, we took our kids to a convention. They got to meet Dr. A. And what's really cool is that you're going to be able to hear from Alex. When in this picture, she was about 11 years old, and now she's 18. I'm going to share a little bit later about just what the story of her life has been, you know, in her health journey as well. I love this program because it really dials in structure for teens. It's so important for, you know, if you are a teenager listening in on this is such a beautiful opportunity for you to be able to learn habits that are going to last with you a lifetime. If I could go back 30 years ago and have these tools in my tool belt, I know that my life would look so different. If you're a parent that's watching, I'm excited for you to just see, I guess, really the structure, again, is what's going to assist you as a parent knowing how to be able to help your teen know how to make healthy choices. And this is so much more than weight loss. This is so much more about really getting our mindset clear on what we should be eating, looking at food as fuel, not just for eating for emotional reasons or what I'm craving or what I feel like eating. If we can instill these unbelievable tools and structure into our teens at an early age, they're going to have that going with them to adulthood, and also as they are raising their own families, right? So we have several different plans in the teen plan. So we have a girls guide and a boys guide. And as you see here, the steady health, lost my screen. The Get Healthy Now plan is for if they do have weight loss goals, okay? The Steady As You Grow plan is going to be for already healthy teenagers that just want a little more structure and knowing how to create healthy habits into their day. So I'm just gonna walk through just one sample of what this looks like. The Get Healthy Now plan, they're going to be keeping track. And Alex later, as she's going to be sharing her part, she's going to share a checklist system that makes this super, super simple. But again, it's structure versus emotion. Structure is going to be the #1 component that's really going to make a big difference for you. For you, the teenager, and your parent that's going to be walking alongside of you and helping you. So I'm just going to walk through a typical day and what that can look like. So in the category of starches, which is whole grains and starchy vegetables, if there is the weight loss goal, then they would be having 2 from this category. And these are just some samples here. So like a slice of whole grain bread, unsweetened cereal, whole wheat pasta, popcorn, starchy vegetables like peas, corn, sweet potatoes, winter squash. You would get 2 servings from that in the day. Moving on to dairy, 2 servings, and just this looks like unsweetened low-fat milk, almond milk, cashew milk, yogurt. The categories of the fuelings, I'm going to talk a little bit about our fuelings. So our fuelings are basically, if you want to look at them, as healthy snacks. Okay, each of them, we have several choices, lots and lots of different choices. It can come in the variety of a bar, a shake, soup, mashed potatoes, brownies, like all different types of things. But the beautiful part of what the fuelings offer is nutrition. First and foremost, nutrition. So you're going to get 20% of your recommended of all your vitamins, your minerals, your protein, and additional probiotic in there for gut health, additional vitamin D, because most people are found to be vitamin D deficient these days. And the teen is going to get 3 of those a day in the weight loss Get Healthy Now plan. And then moving fruits and vegetables, they get to have 5 servings daily. And these are some options of what that looks like. So a small piece of fruit, 3/4 cup of berries, and then the vegetables would be like a 1/2 cup of cooked or raw vegetables, salad. Those are some options there for you. You get 5 out of the fruits and vegetables category. The lean meats, they would get 2 servings, so that would be like 4-ounce lean meat. And some other options here as well are the dry beans, lentils, let's see here, cottage cheese, eggs. Those are some other options as well. So you would get 2 servings of those a day. Into the healthy fats, those are some options as well. It could be avocados, nut butter, nuts, salad dressing, mayo, margarine. And then there's always the sometimes food, which is less than 3 times a week. I love this one because, you know, we realize that teenagers are very social. So sporting events to parties to sleepovers, we want you as a teen to realize that, you know, we just need to be more I guess, conscious of what our choices are and just thinking ahead of your week. We don't want to just, because food's in front of you, just unconsciously just put it in your mouth and not think twice about it. It's just really about focusing on thinking, what do I have coming up this week? Okay, we've got soccer on Wednesdays, we've got a tournament on Saturday, we've got a birthday party on Sunday. So maybe I'm going to save my sometimes foods like a chocolate chip cookie or some ice cream for those days. And knowing that that's not maybe an everyday occurrence, but we also don't want you to limit yourself and feel like you're so deprived that I absolutely can't have these things ever again for the rest of my life. That's just not a healthy mindset, or it's not going to set you up for success. So knowing that this is an option for you later and that you can plan out your week ahead, that's really going to make a very big difference for you in moving forward. So I'm going to move on into, some sample meal plans and what this could look like for you in a day in the Get Healthy Now category. So what this looks like is for breakfast, you could choose any of the Optavia fuelings and maybe some fruit and a slice of toast with some nut butter. I mean, that's such a hearty breakfast and it's wonderful. And then lunch, protein, some vegetables, maybe some yogurt and an apple. And then a mid-afternoon snack could be another fueling of some sort and maybe some glass of milk. Dinner could be some protein, some vegetable, a small dinner roll with some butter and some fruit. And then an evening snack could be to be a fueling with as you grow. We're going to take a look at that Girls Steady as You Grow plan as well. So this is just already at a healthy weight and you are just looking for healthy habits to incorporate into your day. So taking a look at breakfast, that could look like a Optavia fueling, again with the toast and nut butter and some milk. For lunch, it would be a sandwich with some bread, some protein, fruit, and some milk. A mid-afternoon snack could just be some yogurt. Dinner could look like 4 ounces of tilapia or any protein, some vegetables, some fruit, and another dinner roll. And for evening snack, Optavia fueling. So as you're seeing what you're having here, we've got really well balanced meals. And Alex is going to discuss a little bit later as well the checklist system that's going to make this very, very simple. The goal here is that we're teaching our teens to think and to make just choices, and just to be very mindful of whatever it is that we are putting into our mouth. Okay, the next, don't know what's going on with my PowerPoint here. Okay, so a little bit more about our program and the components of our program. So you get an Optavia coach, which is going to be walking alongside of you and guiding you. They're extra accountability factor. We have the Habits of Health system, which is going to be the educational component, which is the, we focus a lot on habits. And this is really wonderful as you are going to be a parent and a teen team working together. It's really important to know, how to better their teen and also teach them. So they're in school learning, but, they're reading, they're learning, they're testing and things like that all of the time, right? This is another way to just invite them into the learning process with you. And there's a wonderful life book that helps them with goal setting and moving forward and looking more into like all areas and components of their life. So the Habits of Health is unbelievable and really does help you focus on long-term health. And if you're a parent that is just helping your teenager, you're going to find that you're going to gain so much knowledge through this system as well. The community, we have a Facebook community that helps people that are just on program together. We encourage one another, lots of helpful recipes and tips and tricks. And then the fuelings, which are, I was discussing earlier, are the medically formulated meal replacements that are going to provide all of the nutrition for your teen as they're growing into their adulthood. We also, I talked a little bit about the Habits of Health and the Life Book. This is what that looks like. We also have a personal that goes along with it that does help you to make those mindful choices of stop, challenge, and choose when you are in the situations or going to an event or a party, to really think ahead of time and always walking into every event with a plan. So now it is my great honor to introduce Alexandra, who just so happens to be my daughter, who's really grown up in the Optavia culture since she was about 11 years old. It's been really cool to see her journey. And, even just being a mom who's doing the best that I could do for and trying to make the healthy choices and bringing healthy foods into homes. She does have her own health journey with a lot of food sensitivities that happened and how that did actually derail her a little bit and really challenge her a lot in this area. So I thought she would be the perfect person to jump on tonight and share with us, just to hear a little bit from another teen, if you are a teen, to just really know what's possible for you. So Alex, would you like to jump in here, honey, and a bit about your health journey?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share about this teen plan. It has definitely changed my life. It's transformed my perspective on healthy eating. I think a lot of teens, have gone through just a process of unhealthy eating possibly, but just that comparison mindset. And it was really, really detrimental to my health, actually, because I got in such a pattern of comparing myself to other people's bodies, people that just didn't look like me, people that had a thinner type than me. And I always compared myself. I always wanted to look like my friends that were very, very skinny, and I have more of a muscular build. And so that for me was like a bad thing. And I learned through this teen plan and just through watching my parents and their example of healthy eating through Optavia and of all the meal plans that we have, I have learned that a healthy life is achievable and maintainable. And it's easy and it can be fun, and it doesn't have to be a hard process, an exhausting process of restricting yourself and going through really unhealthy eating habits or restricting yourself so much that you feel deprived. But it's really just an easy plan that is easy for literally anyone, and it is so customizable too. So you can click to the next slide. So here you can see these are some of the things that I thought as a teen were my fears, but in reality, looking back, they were my excuses of, okay, this is why I'm not going to get on the teen plan. This is why I'm not going to put health as a priority. And so here, for example, it says, 1, I won't feel like anyone else my age. That is a really common thing with teens. I believe that you go to a party with your friends, you go to a birthday party, you go to hang out at your friend's house or sleep over at your friend's house even, and people are eating pizza, they're eating cookies and ice cream and late night trips to In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A and all these things and fast food, and that just seems like the norm. But for me, I started developing really bad sensitivities and allergies, and so I couldn't eat dairy, I couldn't eat gluten, and my excuses or my fears was that, wow, I just can't eat like them, so I'm not like anyone else. And I kind of put myself in this little box of almost feeling for myself, that I could not be like everyone else, and I couldn't go to In-N-Out with everyone. I couldn't go to Chick-fil-A or eat the pizza, and I always had to pack something for myself. And that was a fear of mine that, okay, I'm never going to be like anyone else. I'm never going to eat normal. And it was just adding up excuses. And another one of those fears that I thought I was having is that it would be too restrictive, that I wouldn't be able again to be like everyone else, where I could eat something and not really have to think about it. But I would always have to think about it and say, okay, this is what I have to eat. This is only what I can eat. And having allergies and sensitivity, it was already restrictive for me. So following a diet plan was just something that was not of interest to me. Another thing is I won't lose my weight quick enough. I definitely gained a lot, not a lot, but a ton of weight with my allergies and sensitivities, just because my body was reacting and overreacting and underreacting to the food I was eating, and it couldn't digest it properly. So that led me to a lot of insecurities, definitely bloated, inflammation a lot. Another fear was that I wouldn't even lose the weight, that it wouldn't even be worth it. So I might as well just eat like everyone else was. And then another one is that it's just too much work. I don't want to have to prepare all of the food ahead of time. I don't want to have to go through that process. I want it to be easy. And the last one is just I can't do it. And I think that's a very common excuse for everyone, saying that I just can't do it, like not even with a good reason to back it up. But the question I want to ask, and just changing our mindset in this, is what is most important to me, or what is most important to you? And that's a question I had to ask myself before starting the teen plan, before starting my health journey. And because my answer to that question wasn't solid enough, I didn't have the quickest results, because I fought myself. I fought against a plan that I knew would work, and I just didn't believe it because I just take over. But what's most important to me, looking back now and saying, okay, this is what was most important, and in the moment this was, is that I wanted to feel confident. I wanted to feel comfortable in clothes. I wanted to be able to go to the beach and not worried about what swimsuit I have to wear that covers my body enough, but also doesn't look like I'm trying to not look like a teenager almost. And do I want to feel good? I wanted to just feel confident in my own skin and putting something on and feeling like, okay, I look good. I don't have to worry about this. And another thing was just feeling healthy in general. I was lacking energy. I was lacking motivation and drive to do anything because I just wasn't in a healthy state. And just not even feeling sick too was another thing, because I went through lots of months of just feeling constantly sick with everything that I ate. So you can go to the next slide. So this is our healthy teen plan for girls. The guys one is a little, guys usually get a little bit more grains, a little more protein, but you can look at that list at your own time, and we'll have that linked and all that. But this is the healthy eating for teen girls, and this is the weight loss plan, not the Steady Grow. So the Optavia meals are the first thing on this plan, and my mom already went through this, but for example, there's 3 Optavia meals that you can have every single day, and we have a little box. And all I did is I actually put these in a clear sheet protector, and I use a little expo marker every day, and I just checked off, okay, I had an Optavia meal for breakfast. And then when I had another meal, I'd check it off. And then maybe for dessert, I had a brownie, so I'd check it off. And that's the same thing. You go through this whole list and you check off those boxes. And I've done it in many different ways, trying to see what was most convenient and easiest for me where I'm not overwhelmed. But I found that having it in a clear sheet protector was really just simple, because I didn't have to print out so many for like the whole week. It was just one paper that I always had, and I could check that off constantly. So yeah, this is a very, very helpful list, but the next slide also has another type of a list. So this is just an example of one of our clients that was going through the teen plan, and it's very customizable, and you can make it flexible. And on the side here, you can see that I said make it flexible to your schedule, make it fun and easy, and customize it to you. It doesn't have to be this restrictive diet. It's actually fun. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes looking at me saying, how could a diet be fun? But it is fun. And I honestly have learned not just like what healthy eating looks like, but how to maintain healthy eating. And now I look at food in a completely different way because my mindset has shifted completely to, okay, I want to do this for my body, for my health, to feel good and confident, not just to look like all their friends. And changing your why, changing the reason why you want to do this, really changed so much for me. So at this list, see, waking up at 9:30 a.m. and this is your whole plan for the day, and it's just a sample meal plan, but breaking it up into, this is my protein, this is my fueling, this is my dairy, my fats, my grain, really makes it simple. Even I suggest writing out like a couple days of different meals so you don't get burnt out, but maybe it's easy to follow because you can say, okay, it's 12 o'clock, what do I need to get? 3 whole eggs. I'm going to get some avocado. I'm going to get a cup of spinach. And it's just easy like that, just to look at that. And there's your omelet at 12 o'clock. And you can just have those sample meal plans. Maybe you want to have pasta for lunch instead, so switch it up. But even following a list, it just makes it so less overwhelming. And you feel like you have more control over that. So make it flexible, make it something that fits to your schedule. If you have sports, if you're at school, whatever that looks like, it's easy. And packing your lunches is easy in the morning. I even sometimes would put the different categories on a flashcard, and I'd say, okay, I have 2 servings of protein, then I have 2 grains, and I would pull it out of this little Ziploc bag and I'd put them away. Okay, what's left to pack in my lunch? I have 3 fruit and veggie servings left, so I'm going to put that for the day. And being gone all day at school, at sports, at church, whatever that was, I had my food and I was prepared. So that's my biggest suggestion, is to make it organized, make it fit you, make it fun and easy. So when you look at the food, you're not overwhelmed like, oh my goodness, what do I have to eat today? But customize it. It's easy, it's for you, and this is proven to work. It's not like every once in a while this helps people lose weight. It helps you lose weight for sure if you follow the steps, but also it helps you get a mind and a healthy body and just healthy well-being. You are going to be changed because you these steps, and it works. And I can tell you, I never thought I could lose weight. I thought that my allergies and sensitivities were too bad. I thought I was too far gone, but it worked and it helped me, and not go back and change a thing. So I highly suggest this for everyone, every teen. It works. It's possible to get to the goals that you want, and I want to encourage you in that. You are not alone in those feelings, but this is something that will really help you and help you in the long run.
I love it. Thank you so much. Alex, I want to just kind of run a couple things by you too, because as a parent, there were those seasons where it would be, you would always ask me, Mom, can I have this? Can I have this? And as a parent, so if you're a parent listening, it can be really hard to have to, as you're encouraging your teen to make healthier choices, it can be really hard sometimes to keep saying no, no, no. And then the frustration of the look on their face, like, okay, whatever, like, okay, I'm frustrated. Now, Alex, once we created the checklist system for you, did you, whenever you asked, was that not so much better because it didn't cause friction between me having to give you your choices? When we made that, did you enjoy the freedoms of knowing, because go look at your list, instead of Mom, can I have this? I said, go look at your list, sweetie. Did you eat your fruit today? Just talk a little bit about the difference on how that felt, even just between our relationship together.
Right. Yeah, totally. I just, in that process with all my allergies, I had that desire to lose weight. And with my mom being a coach, both of my parents being health coaches and having them in the house, I was like, I need you to hold me accountable. I want to lose this many pounds. This is my goal. This is what I have set. And I would always ask them, okay, can I eat this? Is this okay to eat? Is that okay to eat? And it caused lots of friction between us, saying like, Alex, yes. But then I'd say, okay, why can't I have this? That's not fair. But it wasn't their fault. It was the fact that it didn't match goals. And so having this checklist, when we made that, it was a complete transformation in our relationship, even because my health wasn't dependent on what my mom said I could eat or couldn't eat, but what I had on my checklist that was proven to work for me and for my body. And so that was a really big transformation, just having my own independence, that hey, I can eat this, I can enjoy the food, but it's okay if my mom tells me I can't eat it, or if she says I can eat it. If it's on my list, I will have it. So that definitely was really helpful.
Absolutely. And I think too, I just want to ask you as well, because, this was probably a good couple of years that when we were kind of trying to figure out what sensitivities were and what was working and what was creating the inflammation. And I know if you're a teen, you may not be going through any of those things. However, I think what is this kind of similar story is maybe the frustration that you were feeling in the process of feeling, just frustration, and I just want you to speak to now that at first it kind of felt like a fight with yourself, and there was a lot of negative energy around it. Like, you were frustrated with yourself, you were frustrated with the way your body was responding, you were just frustrated with us. Like, it was a challenging time because I think we just wanted the answer and the way to but now that you kind of changed your mindset, can you just speak a little bit about giving up? And I know you shared that in one of your slides, but can you just speak to the teens out there right now that are watching this and that maybe are feeling frustrated, or they're feeling alone, or they're feeling like they're the only one going through this? Can you just give them a little bit of hope, because you get that and you know exactly what that felt like for probably the past 3-4 years, and now that you're on the other side of it, just share a little bit of like the shift that happened in you, because I just want to give hope to the teens that are maybe just getting started on their journey, or just thinking about if this could be a fit for them. Some tips that could maybe make a difference for them as they're getting started.
Yeah, for sure. So there was a big fight. I have been in a process of wanting to lose weight, wanting to just get to a healthier state, because I was just always feeling bloated and inflamed because my body was stacked in different ways. But my biggest piece of advice, which is hard because I could talk for hours about this, because it's been a long road for me. But my biggest piece of advice is to not lose sight of the reason why you're doing this. And that's the total idea of Optavia, is what is your why? That's our main motivation. What is your main motivation for doing this? For me, in my mind, I wanted to wear a pair of skinny jeans that weren't a dark color, that weren't leggings, that didn't require a big skin to cover my inflamed thighs because I was reacting to foods. I just wanted to wear a pair of skinny jeans with a and not have to even question. Like, I could wear anything in my house or in my closet, and I didn't have to worry about that. So what is your why? What is the reason that you want to do this? And no, your reason should not be because you want to look like your best friend. So if that's your why right now, like, let's start over. Let's X out that is the reason. That was my why for a long time. But then I think I believe I was in the process for so long because my why was off. And so if your why is because you want to have a body that you're seeing on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Snapchat, whatever that is, don't have that as your why. You need a different why. And for me, a motivating factor was not looking at my friends' bodies and being like, I wish I had that. It was like, oh, I have this pair of jeans in my closet that I want to fit in. And I would constantly try them on. I'm so close. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And now I'm at a place where I can walk out in those white jeans and feel comfortable and feel like, wow, I actually feel about myself. And it's really just refreshing to have that. And so understanding that, no, you're not going to look like your best friend. You're not going to look like anyone around you, but embracing the body that you were given and blessed with, and because you care about that body. You want it to look like someone else, but because you care about the person that you are. And that's honestly my biggest piece of advice, is don't let the world skew your vision on who you think you are or who you think you should look like, but go back to who you know you are, what you love to do. Like for me, I was a volleyball player. I wanted to feel comfortable. We had to wear spandex and they're really short and I didn't feel comfortable in them. And that was a motivating factor for me. I want to feel comfortable doing the things that I love, playing the sport that I loved. And that's just one of those things, like, why are you doing it? What is your motivating factor? What is your motivating force? Taking everyone's opinions out of your way, even taking opinions out of my way on, Alex, this can help you. Alex, this will do this. This will free you up for this. It was like, I see that. I love that. I respect and appreciate that. But why am I here? Why do I want this? Why is this going to change my life? And that's what's going to push you forward. And dropping the excuses, like, is that piece of pizza worth those white jeans? For me, it was for a little bit, but then I was allergic to it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think so. And then I was finally, no, I want to work for those white jeans and not for that pizza. And you have two options. There's always two options on every road, to choose the hard route or the easy route. And the easy route requires a different mindset, and it might seem hard at first. Continually walk on it. It's the easy route. It's not the hard route. So hopefully that's encouraging.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And for the parents that out there that are trying to walk with their child on a healthier mind and a healthier life, I'm going to just really encourage you to know that sometimes as a parent, we kind of need to clean up a little bit of messes in the house, right? Which means to best support your child, then sometimes we're going to look at what are we bringing home and setting them up for success. So, they're going to be more successful if you are having more successful things at home around them, and maybe cleaning up the Doritos and the Cheetos and Coke and the things like that, because that's only going to provide temptation to them, and really truly understanding that, this is a family endeavor. And if we want our children to be successful, we need to be successful in really supporting them to their goals. I've worked with a lot of teens over the past 7.5 years of coaching. And one of the things that I do tell the parents, it does begin with the parent. And so that may seem scary for you, that may not, that you may be fully ready to just embrace this as a family. But what I love so much about our program is the education and the mindset, where we get to teach you, what does family dinners look like? What does healthy family dinners look like that are actually good for the entire family? What our kids see us do is what they do. What they think is normal is what we show them in their years of growing up in your house. That's what normal looks like. So the healthier we can be with our mind, the healthier we can be with our parenting, with our family life, with the energy that we have in our home, whether it be happy or frustrated or overwhelmed. So it does begin with us as parents and the example that we're setting for them. And we all do the best with what we've been given. But honestly, I will definitely recommend, taking a look at what the program could look like for the entire family as a whole. We've got programs for the parents, we've got programs for the teens, and it's the furthest thing about weight loss. It's all about really, truly understanding what it takes to live a long and healthy life. And that's what I'm so proud to represent in this company. I'm proud to help families get healthy together. That is really, truly the biggest blessing that's placed on my heart of what I get to do for families and helping to work with just creating healthier habits in the household. So Alex, thank you for sharing your journey with us. Thank you for inspiring the teens. And I just want you to know that no matter what goals we're setting in our lives, like she said, you could choose the easy route or the hard route. Sometimes it seems like they're both hard. It's hard living that way, and it's hard making change. So something I like to say is to choose your hard. If you see them both as hard, then it's hard staying the same and staying this way, and it's hard learning new things. You get to decide. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So we get to make the change. We get to focus on one healthy habit at a time. We put one foot in front of the other. And the beautiful part of what we get to create together as a community is that you are surrounded with support. And if you could only imagine what your best life looks like. So sometimes as a teenager, you don't really know yet. You can't even envision. You're just thinking about your tournament on Saturday. You don't know, you can't think so far deeply into your future, but it's important to have one focal point. So maybe it's not the white jeans, or, you know, maybe for the boys, it's like feeling okay going to the beach or going to the pool and feeling confident in your swim trunks. Whatever that is for you, it's really more about attaching yourself to the freedom. If you didn't have to carry that burden over your shoulders every day and think about it, what does that look like for you? How would your life look different if you were not burdened with that thought always in your mind, like, I got to do something, or I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to go out with my friends because I don't want to get in my swim trunks or my bathing suit because I don't want to go to the pool. If you're feeling that way, I just want to give you hope and know that it doesn't have to be that way. All you do is say, well, that's a trigger and that's interesting to me that I am feeling that way. And can you teach me how I can take one step each and every day closer to living my best life? Can you teach me how to create habits into my day that are less food focused and more fun focused? Because you are a teenager. You are in the prime of your life. You get to enjoy time with friends, time with family, doing fun sporting events. This is so wonderful. And if I could go back and talk to my previous self, back when I was a teenager, I wish that I could just say, there wasn't anything even like this back then, but I wish somebody took my hand and said, we can do this together. Do you want me to teach you how? Because life would have looked completely different, and there's no regrets. I feel that my purpose is, I found my purpose in my pain from many years ago. And so now I really do have a mission to help so many people and empower so many families to just regain their health and a happier and healthier family environment. So reach out to your coach or whoever sent this video to you for more information, and link arms with them, because I'm sure they are more than ready and happy to help get healthy together. So thank you so much for joining us, and thanks, Alex, for sharing.
Yes, thank you.